So I wanted to take a few minutes with this video to talk about 4 interesting PlayStation 5 stories, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. Now the stories I wanted to talk about today includes the Metal Gear Solid Remake announcement time, the next state of play, new information on the new PlayStation 5 supposed Slim coming later this year, and factions 2 being bigger than people thought. First, yes or no, did you watch The Last of Us show yesterday or not? The first episode of The Last of Us premiered last night, and for me personally, it was a great first episode, and a lot of points were hit right, matching the game, along with additional story pieces that weren't in the game, making the show different enough to be even more interesting for the people who already played the game, like myself, multiple times. But have you guys watched it yourself? So comment below, yes or no, if you watched The Last of Us show yesterday or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now diving into the first story of the video, Factions 2 being bigger than people knew. Reading from Gaming Bolt, according to Naughty Dog co-president Neil Druckmann, Factions 2 is the studio's most ambitious project ever. Druckmann expressed the same in an interview with Comic Book via the Bomb YouTube on Twitter, where he has also reiterated that Naughty Dog has been working on the title since before The Last of Us 2 even shipped. The studio did of course confirm as far back as 2019 that it was working on a multiplayer Last of Us experience in spite of its exclusion from Part 2. There is the Last of Us multiplayer project, so this is what Neil Druckmann said. There is the Last of Us multiplayer project that we've been working on for a long time, since even before The Last of Us 2 shipped, Druckmann said, and that's the most ambitious project we've ever done. We're expanding the world even further, continuing to tell a story, but in a multiplayer space. Won't say too much about that. There's no word on when the multiplayer game will launch, but Naughty Dog has said that it'll be sharing details on the title later this year. So this is funny to see for me making the rounds, because I was surprised to had to inform people that Factions 2 has been in the works during the development phase of Last of Us 2. This wasn't some secretive information. It was supposed to be a part of that game. Then in 2019, Naughty Dog informed us that it won't launch with Last of Us Part 2, and that they're going to make it into its own game. 4 years later, and we're still waiting. I genuinely hope this game launches this year. It's an online title, so that means it evolves over time and doesn't need to be this complete game day one. Now diving into the second story of the video, the Metal Gear Solid Remake announcement. Reading from PlayStation Lifestyle, Metal Gear Solid PlayStation 5 Remake announcement will be made before May 2023, according to the website that leaked its existence last month. Area Jaguenos, who has a mixed reputation when it comes to leaks, claims that there's a strong chance we'll hear something between February and March, and fans think recent events suggest something is happening on that front soon. Back in December, Bluepoint Games published a holiday card for fans that contained a tease for its mystery project. Some fans are convinced that the wrap box is a direct reference to Metal Gear Solid. Others aren't so sure. So the Metal Gear Solid Remake rumors have been going around since 2020, if I remember correctly, and I've gone over how Bluepoint Games could be the ones making it, because people were confused. How could they be making it? They released Demon's Souls Remake, and they said in 2021 they're working on a completely original game, all of that. So Bluepoint Games, based on their Demon's Souls Remake interview, revealed they've been working on the Demon's Souls Remake since 2017, and it released in 2020. Shadow of the Colossus Remake came out in 2018. That would mean that they were working on both of those remakes at the same time. So it would make sense that when the Shadow of the Colossus Remake launched in 2018, that team started to move over to the Metal Gear Solid Remake potentially, while Demon's Souls was still in the works. I would assume at this point that remake is done, considering it's been potentially 4 years of work. This also doesn't stop Bluepoint Games from making their original game like they announced in 2021. Since being acquired by Sony, they've grown even bigger, making them an even more capable team. If they were able to work on Shadow of the Colossus and Demon's Souls at the same time back then, they are probably able to do more so now. As for the announcement time being between February and March, that's the next story here that we'll go over. But you guys let me know if you care about a Metal Gear Solid remake or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the third story of the video, the next state of play. Reading from Insider Gaming, the snitch, that's right, the retired one, has jumped into his now public Discord server and let loose with a massive piece of information. According to a reliable source of his, PlayStation is on the verge of announcing third-party content very soon, but little more than that is known at present. This is tantalizing information, as there are several projects on the horizon, such as the Metal Gear Solid Remake that is rumored to be announced soon, which would fit the bill perfectly. So the snitch has pretty much been 100% in terms of leaks, but this time it's obvious it's not from him, it's from a reliable source that he knows, so let's keep that in check. As for the state of play happening in February or March, February makes perfect sense for a PSVR 2 state of play since it launches later that month, and March would make perfect sense for this third party state of play after PlayStation VR 2 launches. The MGS remake is also an interesting situation. It'll be made by a first party studio, potentially with Bluepoint, but it'll be a third party IP. Do we consider that a third party game, since it's a third party IP and it's a remake, not an original game made by Bluepoint with this one? I'm not sure. Let's see how this goes. And now diving into the final story of the video, the new PlayStation 5. So this is a small update from Tom Henderson on the new detachable PlayStation 5 set to come out later this year. He stated this recently on Twitter. A small update here. Doesn't seem like there are any major hardware changes from the original console. Disk drive likely won't be compatible with the current digital version. So I personally didn't expect the detachable drive to be compatible with the current digital PlayStation 5 models, mainly because it's seemingly supposed to be flush installed into this new PlayStation 5, so it looks like it's a part of the console. It's not meant to be just some external drive that you put into the USB in the backside and just like put it on the side on a table or something like that. It's supposed to flush in and install into this new PlayStation 5, almost looking like it was already a part of it. I'm curious as to also what he means by no major hardware changes, since the design itself of a detachable drive is a major change from what we have right now. I'm assuming he means it'll look similar to what we have, which will be interesting to see how they make that flush design again when having the drive installed versus having it uninstalled, since it connects to an extra USB-C slot on the back of the console. I'm assuming it'll be a type of, slide in and click to install this type of drive, and it looks like it's a part of it, and that USB cover in the back covers that whole situation there, and it looks like it's not there even, and it's supposed to be a flush in design. This new PS5 again is set to potentially launch later this year in September, but you guys let me know if you're interested in this new PS5 Slim of sorts or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button. As always, helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is a part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with ready for the reveals. Apparently there's supposed to be a state of play sometime soon with third-party content and potentially this Metal Gear Solid remake we've been hearing about for a while now. I'm excited to finally see it. If you are as well, destroy the comment section with ready for the reveals, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.